Well, here's Paul again, and again he's talking about the relationship between law and sin. And of course, he does that quite a lot in the book of Romans. And again, it stems to what is the role of the law? What is the purpose of the law? What was the purpose of the law in the Old Covenant? What is the purpose of the law in the New Covenant? And I believe really, in the end, the purpose of the law, and again, you could define the law very broadly, the moral law, the ceremonial law, the whole thing. But let's just, for argument's sake, let's just talk here specifically God's 10 Commandments. That's generally the issue in Adventism. And the 10 Commandments have been there really to show us our need of grace, to show us that, hey, when we sense there's something wrong with us, we're right. As I've said earlier, there is something wrong with us. We are sinners who have violated God's law. And the law stands as a perpetual example to us of God's ideal. Well, because I guess you could argue Jesus is, of course, the perfect ideal. But still, we have God's law before us, a transcript of God's character. Countries' laws reflect the character of their leaders. They reflect the character of the kind of nation that they are. And God's law is a reflection of his character. And by clinging to the law or being obedient to the law, we reveal God's character. We can learn about God's character through faith and obedience. But it's there not to save us. Again, as images used, you look in a mirror. You see all your flaws in a mirror. I look in a mirror, the gray hairs, the wrinkles. I could stare in the mirror all day. It's not going to solve my problem. And I think that's what Paul's saying too. The law is there to point out sin, but it's not there to solve the problem of sin.